Hello there my dear loving souls, welcome back to part 3 of the video series today on Sleeptime Healing with a focus on your chakras. Now part 3 is all about receiving messages from the spirit world on the subject matter, just to see what we might be able to, to get some answers from the spirit world as to this whole topic, which is always insightful. It can take us to messages that we haven't thought of before. Excuse me. And I'm just drawn to a crystals deck today and the World Unknown Tarot deck. Just getting maybe a couple, one or two cards from each one, just to see what might pop through on the subject of healing your chakras. Now, here we go, just drinking a glass of water. In order to receive, effectively, receive more stuff, more goodies, more messages from using my crown chakra and my third eye and every other chakra perhaps out there, in order to make sure that I can receive these messages and relay them in the most appropriate, fit for purpose manner. Something else I wanted to mention is, as I'm shuffling this, my own view about chakras is as follows: that yes, whenever I'm carrying out the practice that I described in part 2, I do truly imagine my chakras as they are shown and depicted in many images, which is like these circles or wheels, which is what the word chakra I believe stands for anyway, like a wheel or circles, all kind of running down my kind of spine area, but through me as well, like within my body, running down my spine, but through my body. And I really visualize it as that. However, I don't think it's the only phenomenon that you can, that you have to subscribe to. And it goes back to the universal law number 3, which is everything we are like, we are love, and everything around us is light and love. And that's why we see the rainbow, right, in the sky. Which is, I think, a bit of a reminder to us spirits that, hey, you actually come from a very magical place. But I genuinely think that everything is actually made up of light, and therefore the rainbow colors are within us and everywhere around us, in the form of the white light that everything actually is. So it's our whole self, our spiritual body, our world, everything is made up of light, which means it's already made up of the rainbow colors, right, throughout. So it's possible for you to also imagine or visualize yourself or your healing that you may want to do at night as shades of rainbow throughout everything and everyone. So not purely imagining the 7 chakras that are going up and down the spine, which, typical image and representation. Look, it works for me, but I appreciate that there may be other visuals or images that come to you and that might be more helpful to you and more relevant to you, and they work for you. And if so, if you don't mind, please share that with us, just to give us an understanding as to what you might be able to heal the energy side, aspects of you, of your life, of your whole self, what you visualize and how you visualize it, and do you even visualize the rainbow colors or not? What comes to you, what comes naturally to you. I think that's a very interesting thought, and definitely interesting story for me to be able to read, and for others in our community to be able to review and just understand and comment on, and perhaps even be inspired to actually connect with whatever it is that you connect with, or just give it a go, just to see if that approach might work. So comment down below if you don't mind sharing that with us. Oh, another thing is something I'm working on. Oh, a few cards came in. Something I'm working on, and I'm not sure to what extent it's true or not. I don't have an answer for it. I just know that there's definitely a possibility. but the fact that there are more than just 7 chakras. Now, the reason I think that might be truth is because, you know, our human eye perceives the rainbow, and, you know, we always colour in sort of, since we're kids, 7 colours, going from the red to violet, like I've just described. But I genuinely think, you know, it feels like there's layers to it because of the different frequencies, but I actually think it's eternal and never-ending, and it's meshed with all the other light all throughout. We just see aspects of it, or figments of it, and it's not as decipherable as we think it is, you know, just colouring in 7 colours or picturing 7 layers of a rainbow. And so because of that, I genuinely think that, you know, we might picture our chakras as something very separate, very distinct, because our mind comprehends better when it's categorizing things, when it's got, you know, like a linear, excuse me, like a linear expression of things. That's how our mind best perceives it. But I think our spirit knows that actually everything is connected and it's intertwined together, that there's actually a flow to it, and that one color goes from one to another, and kind of like water, you know, flowing. And that's, imagine like light flowing, the different colors flowing through one and another and into one another, yet still retaining their unique shape and form, their unique frequency. And so based on that, I actually think it might be more than just 7. I think that's what our brain likes to think, or because of the numerical value, because of the linear way of thinking, it's good for our brain. And look, it works, but I am dabbing into it, working more on trying to understand what other chakras are there, and I'm sure the answers will come to me. But hey, if you have knowledge as to that, or if you have intuitive knowing as to, you know, that part of you, how many chakras there are, or you may have read something, or you may have heard something, please comment down below as well, because I'd like to actually review that myself in order to educate myself more as to this wonderful topic of chakras, and how many there are, and what their other ones are, and what aspect of our life they might be actually targeting or addressing. So the crystal cards that came through are angelite, blue topaz, and hematite. And just each one of them I'll just read out. So angelite is a blue crystal, which is to do with your angel communication, clairvoyance, alignment, and dream insights. And I really like that because it's focusing, I think, more on that deep blue, that third eye chakra, right, which is that color of darker blue, more navy, and it's having clairvoyance and insights and dream insights, because that's another thing. As obviously this topic is all about sleep time healing, and you're just trusting in the process that once you've done the practice it kind of works. But be mindful actually, and take notice of the dreams that you may have that night, because maybe there's some kind of angel communication that is come through to you, and you might get some kind of insight through those dreams because of the practice that you have you know, done just before you went to sleep. Look at that, we've got another blue, which is interesting, but this one's more blue, like for me feels like more like the throat chakra. Blue topaz, finding a spiritual ally, higher wisdom, abundance, and forgiveness. Alrighty, so that's an interesting and obviously very much on point in terms of what we're discussing here today. Spiritual ally might be another being, or might be another kind of energy that helps you tap into your chakras and your inner knowing and that higher wisdom. And then we've got hematite, which is all about self-healing, grounding, right opportunities, and justice. Grounding just reminds me a bit more about the root chakra, which is the red color. Grounding as well, you know, that earthly grounding kind of elements or aspects of our life. And self-healing, obviously, I think is a bit of a confirmation that perhaps there is truth to what we're speaking about, that there is the ability for you to do some self-healing through the practice of chakras during your sleep. So once again, I'll repeat: angelite, blue topaz, and hematite. if you have any one of those in your home, it might be a confirmation for you to go and work with those crystals, read a bit more about their spiritual meaning or generally how you can use them, because perhaps one reason these cards may have popped out is because you might be they might guide you, or they might help you at night when you're about to fall asleep, or whenever you fall asleep, to help you heal and go through the healing process for your chakras. But interesting that we've got a lot more, like that blue and dark blue colors come through. Now on the tarot deck, we've got the 9 of Cups. We've got the 6 of Wands. Excuse me. We've got the Justice card, and interesting, we've got the word justice right at the end of hematite. And I do wonder if justice makes me think instantly of that balance. And yeah, I do believe that through this self-healing process or healing practice, you might be allowing yourself to, on an energetic level, to acquire more balance in your life and help you through this lifetime. And then we've got the 2 of Cups as well came through. So instantly what I'm thinking is we've got one major arcana, which is justice. So I might just be drawn a little bit to talk about that, especially that came through. And we've got 2 kind of cats, a white cat and a black cat. So once again, day and night. So the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience through day and night, and that you might be able to heal or complete some self-healing practices for your chakras, either during the day or during the night. Obviously the one we're talking about is sleep time healing, so resonate, that should resonate with you whichever way it works. Also there is, I like it that there's 2 sides of us, 2 duality, black and white, 2 cats, as well as, we've got the 2 cups, there's the duality, 2 things. And perhaps this is just a reminder that there is, don't be, if you, put your hand to your heart, you might recall, or you might be reminded, or you might innately know that there's more to you than just the physical body, right? There's another part of you, like this is the hardware, there's always the software. So make sure that you also apply the software, the spiritual side of you, to your advantage through various practices like meditation, yoga, mindfulness, or as we discussed, the practice of sleep night healing for your chakras. And as a result, you might have more balance. Number 8, so because this is number 8, I'm just thinking of the infinity symbol, which is just another reminder that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, that universal law number 1 that I discussed in part 1, and that we're internal, forever living beings, effectively. Now, I'm drawn to card number 2. So this is the 2 of Cups, and this is a color of love and relationships, partnerships, filling both of our cups. Somebody might be coming into it's usually a representation of like a love or a partnership, or perhaps a emotional fulfillment, that you usually get from like another person that gives you love or provides you with love. And thinking about this, I do think it's that strong duality side of us, it's confirming what I've just said in justice, which is there's 2 sides of us, and you need to be able to take care of your physical body as well as your spiritual body on a variety, using a variety of practices. And obviously sleep time, self-healing of your chakras is one of those, in order to kind of feel like both of your cups are filled, and there's beauty in terms of gorgeous roses growing within your life, and they're happy and healthy and glowing flowers. Now I'm drawn to 7. This is 6 of Wands. Now 6 of Wands is a lovely card. Usually implies victory, all eyes are on you. success, you know, top of that peak, top of the mountain. And I think in particular in this deck, it's a representation of obviously the butterflying coming out of a chaos, coming out of a dark spot. It is flying you up, it's going up. And I do think that whenever you're, well, it feels to me anyway, every time I do this practice of self-healing and my chakras at sleep time, it does feel like I'm letting my spirit, you know, the butterfly within me, fly out, connect with the spirit world, and nothing is holding me down or back. And because I am sleeping, and during that state of sleep, I think there is beauty that happens to me. I get what I ask for. I receive the energetic healing that I asked for, and as a result of that, I am feeling more stable. I'm feeling more light, you know, light like a butterfly, can fly wherever you want. You feel more beauty in your life, or you may feel more beautiful, like literally inside and out. And you might have, oh yes, so the color, you know, the color blue really stands out, especially in this butterfly. And there's a bit of green as well, which is a reminder. Green is about the heart chakra, and then we've got a blue throat chakra and dark blue third eye, right? So perhaps there is definitely a clear, strong message coming up from the spirit when it comes to this color blue and dark blue, which is in connecting, and the green connecting with the heart, connecting with your throat, and connecting with your third eye. And the practice will allow you to activate those and practice them more and more and more, and become perhaps more intuitive, tap into your intuitive powers, visualization, as well as voicing, because throat is all about speaking. It's about your voice. It's about the truth of the matter, clear communication. And you might be actually inspired to not just practice this you know, activity that I've just described in this video series, but you might be encouraged to speak about it as well, comment to others, perhaps share the video with others, and speak your truth, you know, speak what really works for you. Yeah, and so if I tap into now the 9 of Cups, just have a drink. Nine of Cups. Bit of a mixed message. Once again, we've got a lot of blue, which is your throat, or, you know, speaking voice, or your third eye chakra, which is about clairvoyance, angelic communication, you know, visualizations, whatnot. But we've got the moon, which is the shadow self, or, you know, things that like nighttime sleep, obviously confirmation of sleeping for most of us. I appreciate not all sleep at night, but 9 of Cups is that fulfilling, yeah, that's what I want to, it's that fulfilling nature, that sometimes you have a lot of emotion, or a lot of a lot of cups to fill, and that might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. It could either overburden you, or it might be a sign of abundance, and like you've got everything under control, like you've got a lot of something. Look, I might just read the 9 of Cups from this little tarot, little book of tarot. So the keywords are wealth, abundance, satisfaction, gratitude, pleasure, joy, happiness, indulgence, respect, and contentment. This is the card of achievement, satisfaction, and enjoyment. This is the time to eat good food, get your hair done, plan a weekend at a spa, or pamper yourself. Be grateful for what you have and stay humble, because the 9 of Cups shows humility and niceness in a successful person. I really like that. I think it's, you know, a very positive card in terms of that meaning. Now, yeah, and I do wonder what the reason it popped up is, just to show how much of success and pleasure and joy and abundance and wealth and whatnot you might actually have if you adequately practice cleansing your chakras on a consistent basis, on a regular basis, through a variety of practices, including the one we talked about in this video series. then you might actually feel like this Nine of Cups, like this, what this card is trying to represent, you know, achievement and satisfaction and enjoyment. You may feel that way. The more you do it, the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more likely you are to feel the joy and the happiness and clarity in your life. Now, one thing I like to think of what was missing. So we're missing swords, which is like the mental side of things, which is okay. Like as I described it earlier in the video series, sometimes if I'm during practice engaging my mind or brain too much, then it might actually decrease the intensity of my experience and my visualization. So I do really ask my mind to kind of go back. Look, there is one sword. Actually, I just noticed that there is a sword in this Justice card, just the one, and it's kind of like, maybe the whole point is true. It's right behind the world, the cats, right? It's sort of towards the back. So maybe that's the truth, you know. Put your mind to rest for a moment, you know. Let your mind rest. Go to sleep, and let the spiritual body do what it needs to do. Let the spirit work. Let the spirit do its thing. But the other thing that's missing is pentacles or earthly things, which is actually, I think, makes sense. We're not really talking much about the physical bodies, because strictly speaking, during sleep time rest, sleep time healing, the body will be resting overnight, getting the rejuvenation that it needs, the physical body needs. Whether this is the practice that we're discussing has more to do with tapping into your spiritual body, your spiritual self, doing the self-healing work. Alright, I think on that note, team, I've talked for a lot. Hopefully you found it inspiring. Hopefully there's a practice in this video series that I've described that may help you. Comment down below, as I said before, if there's something else that you do that works for you in order to heal and work with your chakras. Now, excuse me, I would really appreciate it if you like this video, if it resonated with you, or comment down with a V down below or emoji of two fingers. Likewise, please do consider subscribing to this channel if you think it's you agree with the principles that we discuss here, universal laws and practicing love. And I did make a commitment to donate 22% of my income to charities and noble causes. So your engagement, your contribution, and your communication and sharing, etc., will actually really be helpful and appreciated, and I'm deeply grateful for it. On that note, I hope you take something away from this video series. Have a lovely day and a week ahead. I will see you in my other videos. Bye for now.